everybody out there on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and all of our social media platforms. I am the voice of Blacklist Pro Wrestling. That is the Lunchbox, one word, capital L, capital B. Thank you very much. And tonight we are here to talk about the Fallout. This Saturday, October 1st at Strummers in Fresno. Veterans and military free admission. General tickets $20, VIP $35. Doors open at 4 p.m. for a special meet and greet, and bell time is at 5. But we're not just here to talk about this event, which includes our champion Papa Wesco, Trip Rogers, Jason Hastings, the Collectors, Prince Gabriel, Peter NK, Johnny Butabi, Rockin' Rodeo, and more. The reason we are here is to talk about our newest and most special acquisition. You guys may recognize this face. He is a primetime player. He is Mr. No Days Off. But most importantly, he is your current NJPW Strong Open Weight Champion. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the Blacklist Pro Wrestling stage, Fred Rosser. Mr. No Days Off, good evening.
Mr. No Days Off is in the hear me loud and clear. I'm coming to Fresno. I love the area connection, and being with Blacklist, this presenting like no other, bringing my Block the Hate movement to a city near you, which is it's going to be off the hook, and I'm very, very excited. You know, at this point in my career, can you hear me okay, Dave?
You're a little choppy, but you're improving bit by bit. So let's just go ahead and keep rolling and make sure we're working.
Yeah, you know, Dave, I always say don't die with a story. I can share my story with you tonight and also share my story in Saturday's event. Najee Morgan's going one-on-one with Mr. No. It's going to be a fun time.
It's going to be a great time, and it's something I'm looking forward to. So let's go ahead and get into it, man. NJPW, NWA, WWE, the world over traveled by Mr. No Days Off, Fred Rosser, but you decide to come to Blacklist Pro Wrestling. Why?
You know, September 11th will be 20 years. I've been rocking and roll straight, and at this point in my career, I want to be able to work with talent, old, new talent, meaning Najee Morgan. It's very important when you're new to get as many reps in the ring as possible. I know what wrestling, getting those reps in and working with legends, working with people that me. And at this point in my career, that's what I want to do. So I had this weekend off and reached out to me and asked me, was I available? And I said, absolutely. You know, it's not a gimmick. It's a way of life. It's a constant grind and struggle. And I represent like no other, especially in the ring, especially in California.
Awesome. So it sounds like you're doing this more in the interest of giving another man the rub, as they say, putting a little spit shine on another man's career, helping him boost his resume in the interest of competition, right?
Yeah, you know, it's in front of 50 people or 10,000 people. This is still a lot of fun. I wouldn't be doing this, and if I did this for the money, I'd do it for the love and the passion, and to put smiles on people's faces. I want to be able to create a body of work with whoever I share the ring with, and have them share it with their social media family, as whatever I can do to keep moving and keep going and keep representing like no other. Do it in Fresno. I love the Bay Area. I love the California wrestling. I had the weekend off, and I can't wait to be in Fresno.
Wow, you know, that's some very nice, heartfelt, and genuine sentiment from you. But I wanted to show you something real quick and see if you're still as heartfelt. Go ahead and take a moment as the charge of Najee Morgan, one Solomon King had some words directed specifically at you. Let's go ahead and watch this, and I want to see what you've got to say about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like the purge that is soon to sweep Chicago, we, these collectors, are going to swoop into the sinkhole that is Strummers and firmly reestablish our dominance. And that brings us to you, Mr. Fred Rozier, Mr. McMillions. And I hope that you've retained some of those checks, because if you think you're about to walk into Blacklist and collect a fee, there will indeed be a fee collected from you. And we, these collectors, only deal in two things. That is ass and that is cash. Ass is an ASS 123, as in you on your ass looking up at me. Told you so, Solomon, telling you that I told you so, telling you now so that when I tell you so then, it'll make more sense to you if you still have the sense to be made. And remember that extraction of cash. We're still going to get it. October, we're finally going to figure out who the real prime time is, and that is Najee Prime Time Morgan. Player. Like the purge.
Sorry. Still getting used to Restream. So, some harsh words from Mr. I Told You So, Solomon King. Your response, Mr. Rosser?
You're going to play that video a second time. I was going to have to whoop up on your ass. First of all, I think Solomon King, he needs to be taught a lesson. He needs to be taught a lesson in respect, because what he just said about me was and that's something you don't do or say to Mr. No Days Off. And I'm a red light kind of cool and collected, but Saturday evening, Solomon King, he might leave on his feet and one in his ass as a lifetime reminder of how bad we'll put a whooping on Najee Morgan's butt. All I got to say is those two guys need to get ready, because it's time to go to work.
Okay, I like it. I love it. So, you took this because you had the weekend off. You're an extremely busy man. What's next? Current NJPW strong openweight champion, by the way. Congratulations on that. I was catching up and rehashing last night, and I watched that whole story. Yes, put that up, baby.
You know, this is my first major singles championship. You know, I won the WWE title, Neil, which was a defining moment in my career. But this right here, major singles championship. So if I were to die tomorrow, doing something that I love, but hopefully that doesn't happen, because I wouldn't be able to make Black today. So I always say representation is key, and Fresno no other. And again, I say it all the time, I'm a red light kind of guy. I'm calm, cool, and clean. But like I said, come Saturday, when I walk out that curtain, songs in professional wrestling, I believe, No Days Off, I'm going to be having the place, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait.
We're very excited to have you. So speaking of that, man, we wanted to talk a little bit about your story. And so once again, you know, you talk about your Block the Hate movement. Tell us a little bit about it, man.
The Block the Hate movement originally started with me being the superstar to come out while still signed, but it's more than just an LGBTQ movement for anyone that gets bullied into silence, you know, bullied as a kid for whatever reason. I got bullied as a kid because I had a speech. I was an overweight kid growing up, but I didn't let those disabilities hold my dreams of being a WWE superstar. My high school yearbook, WWF, here I come. So I wasn't going to take no for an answer. I was over 40 times until I got that one yes, May 4th, 2005 guys and girls from all over the world. I earned my contract with WWE. So more than just championships, my fight is much more bigger than in the ring. It's out some bigotry and hatred, and trying to be the voice of the voiceless when it comes to not only the community but anyone that gets bullied into silence. That's why my whole block is dear to me. So every city I'm able to go to, I'm able to call myself the people's champion of New Japan Strong, because people can resonate with me, resonate with my message. So I'm glad to be in Fresno.
And once again, we're glad to have you, man. And no, I was going back through that whole saga with Tom Lawler, and just the emotion with the disrespect. First, when they shaved your head and everything in between, and then when he told you he wanted that hair in its entirety, and he threw you the clippers, and you took your own hair off to, Minoru Suzuki levels, and then flung them back in his face. The passion, the feeling of knowing when to fight back when disrespected, that was so palpable and so real. I mean, how do you dig that up, man? How does that happen in those moments? Where do you get that from?
Filthy Tom Lawler, he's on two separate occasions, he literally ate my hair out. So for something one of my biggest nothing like to respect your peers means the world to me. And Tom said the first time he said when he saw it on paper, that's what he said, and he couldn't imagine being in the ring with me, like me versus from WWE. But he said the minute that we touched, he knew it was going to be something special. Probably special for him. He made my life a living hell. It was probably one of my greatest feuds in my career. So he brought the best out of me, and I think a lot of people in wrestling, but I love competition. I love it. I love it when someone's better than me. Push me to go forward. It's gonna push me to keep moving forward. So Tom brought the best out of him, man. Right now, I'm the strong openweight champion representing.
And who are you looking to defend? Who do you want to knock on your door, draw a line in the sand, and say they want a piece of that? Is there anybody in mind that you want to face?
Jon Moxley. Jon Moxley, Chris Jericho. I wasn't given the strong openweight champion. I earned it. I'm the first one there, last one to leave at the building. You'll see that Saturday. Mother, I say hello to everyone. I'm respectful. I'm very humble. I know I have a purpose. So for me, nothing's changed. Whether I'm champion up early to the building, I'm still going to be the last one to leave, because Mama didn't raise no fool. Mama raised someone to be on time, back, have empathy. And that's what's number one to me, empathy in one another. Put yourself in someone else's shoes, someone that's struggling with something, and be a role. It's all about with me, being a role model and represent. And at the end of the day, I want people to either this coming Saturday on my social media or on the big screen. If he can achieve his dreams, and so can I. So that's what it's all about with me. No days off.
I love it. I absolutely love it, man. With all of these things, once again, like I always keep circling back, man, traveling the world over. We've already discussed who you want next. Where do you want to go next? What pastures that you haven't explored do you want to graze in?
I still have a lot left in the tank. There's stuff on the internet about WWE reaching out to have wrestled in Japan, guys that have wrestled with the company before, guys that have experience like myself. You know, I'm very happy with New Japan. Very happy. Open up where I can defend my strong openweight championship in NXT World to me because you know, I'm so comfortable. I have so much fun in the ring, but I'm not comfortable. I always get nervous before my matches. Two things I do since day one: I study and I pray, and I study and I study my opponents. I study what's old that can be new again. I have a good performance with New Japan. I pray to have a good performance at Blacklist. You know, and it all works out in my favor.
Absolutely. You know, you keep that nose to the grindstone and you're unstoppable if you believe it first and foremost. So circling into that, what would you say, what message do you have for a young wrestler who's just trying to get going?
Take care of your body. 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 Care of your body because I don't want any glitches in this interaction between you and I. It's very important because your body's what makes you money. You don't want to be doing this 4, 5, 6 years and then, or even sooner, something hurts or you don't feel physically. It's a grind. You're on the road 5, 6 days a week. You've got to take care of your body. You've got to incorporate yoga. You've got to incorporate Pilates, the little stuff, you know. So the prehab stuff you want to do as an athlete because you want to do this to prevent you from getting hurt. It's called prehab, you know. So again, I can go and talk about fitness and rehabilitation for hours, but that's advice. Take care of your body because your body is it's going to make you money. And I always say there are two types of people. There are people that do this as a hobby, and there are people that make a career out of this. I wanted to make a career out of this. So for me to make a career, I'm going to have to do this 4 to 5 days a week. You know, if you do it as a hobby, you're going to have people that do it as a hobby do it once a week, once every other week. That's cool. But career, make sure you also, first and foremost, take care of your body.
Okay. And then Trip Rogers, who will be sharing the card with you on Saturday night, asks, what about for an old wrestler that's just getting started?
Wait,
I'm sorry, say that again?
Wait, what name did you say?
Trip Rogers.
Oh, I thought you said Rip Rogers. You know, someone that's an OG, someone that's been doing it. At this point, like I said, for me, I want to be able to have Elevate, be able to have Najee take a body of work that he creates with me on Saturday and be able to show WWE because what's his goal? Is his goal New Japan? Is his goal Impact? Because right now, timer, but back in my day, a lot of organizations were looking for no less than 6'2", no less than 250 pounds. that was then opportunity for everybody. There's opportunity for big, small. If you're someone like I'm having a brain. WWE, Bobby Lashley, you have an advantage because you have a look. If you're someone like smaller, you still have an opportunity. So there's no such thing as I'm not big enough, I'm not small enough. There's opportunity for everybody. So it's the old timers to make these young boys look as good as possible.
I like that attitude, man. The rising tide lifting all boats. That's something I wish more people had, not just in the wrestling business, but in every business.
Yeah, how can I put it? I feel like there's a finish line. You know what I mean? For me, if I have a weekend off and I'm a vet talent to help elevate them, I'm going to do it. If I have an opportunity to still chase my dreams, I always say don't just let your dreams just be dreams. Go. I don't have much time left. The clock is ticking down on my side. Time is not on a lot of people's side. Out of all the Nexus from over 10 years ago, it's only Daniel Bryan, and even I'm a Nexus member because Wade Barrett are consider him a Nexus member, but there's not many of us still wrestling. It's me and who else? Heath Slater are there ones that are still. Yeah, I still have a lot left in the tank, but time is not on our side. Definitely not.
Absolutely not. Nobody beats Father Time. Everybody finds that out. Even Ric Flair just recently found that out.
Yes.
So, okay, well, let's go ahead and circle back a little bit to this Saturday. This Saturday, not only will you be wrestling for us, we also have a meet and greet at 4 p.m., which is 1 hour before bell time. What can people expect from a meet and greet with Fred Rosser? What's going to be different from you and everybody else that they go and come meet?
Well, me, I'm very personable. I don't during my meet and greets. I like to stand up. I like to get up close and personal with the loyals that come to these shows. Of course, you can go to AEW, Impact, and New Japan, but supporting the independents because that's where I started. You know what I mean? So I know it is. I'm a fan myself. Like when I come in contact with The Rock and he knows me by name, conversation, and I try not to fanboy. I try to keep it as professional as possible. So I know how much I look up to guys like him and McConaughey, Tom Hanks, Will Smith. I look up and not what they say, but how they say it. So I can just only imagine how much people look up to me. They meet me online or they meet me at a meet and greet. So I get very so you won't see me sitting down. You'll see me taking pictures. I always say my social media is an open diary to the world. So anything I have or retweet always comes from the heart with the intent to inspire and motivate and masses. So if I take a picture with you on Saturday, you have Twitter, Instagram, tag me in it so I can share on my social media. You know how it feels like for them. You know what I mean? So when someone like talks to me, I just know how it is when people interact with me and they might have met me or how they heard my story and how it made them feel. Because I'm a fan myself. I was years ago when I was younger, I was one of those guys talking to wrestlers at the gym, because I was in awe of who they were, So I'm a fan myself, always have and always will.
Love it. So on that note, since you talked about it, what's your biggest embarrassing fanboy moment? Let's hear it live for the Blacklist fans.
Was probably overseas. A fan that I had, I didn't know. I mean, a fan that I knew their face. I remember overseas when I got to my hotel room, they had somehow DM'd me in my hotel bathroom because the lobby wouldn't allow them this fan wanted to use my bathroom, man. I'm like, oh my goodness, like too much craziness, you know. So even like back in WWE when we would like sometimes I'd have to take like a private elevator. Fans follow you, you know. So safety is important, you know. So you got to be careful. I've had experiences like that. I've had experiences in Delhi, India, where in the hotel they come knocking on your door, and I remember 3 guys busting in, picture. So me being in a different country, you want to just be respectful, and I'm one of the nice wrestlers. I'm not gonna, you know, if I see you at the airport and it takes 2 seconds to take a picture, I'm tired, but people don't care because you're larger than life, you know. So it takes 5 seconds to sign in a fan and put a smile on their face. So yeah, it's.
So, you know what was funny is I actually meant what moment did you go all fanboy and embarrass yourself? But my goodness, man, what a great set of stories you gave me from there. But I would still like to pose that question to you. You know, when have you fanboyed out and embarrassed yourself?
When have I fanboyed and embarrassed myself? That's a good question. Well, probably recently, probably over a year ago, I had met Hiroshi Tanahashi. Him and I were always talking on social media about how he's a fan of me. In LA when we met over a year ago, when he was getting off the tour bus. Hiroshi Tanahashi, he came right over to me, and like I was bowing, he was bowing, and he didn't have to do that, but I was just fanboying like crazy. He wants me to eventually come out to Japan, and so yeah, that's probably like recent fanboy moments over it. Hiroshi Tanahashi.
You know, Tanahashi, by all accounts, from everything I've ever heard, is just a stand-up dude. My wife did a meet and greet with him and Kushida when they did the G1 special at the Cow Palace.
Okay.
And I didn't get to go. I had to work that day, but I did get to go to the show. But at the meet and greet, you know, she said Kushida was very polite and very personable, but he's also, you know, when he did the arm around the shoulder, he barely touched. He kept his distance, you know. Now she said Hiroshi Tanahashi was the exact opposite. He had his arm around her and was like, come on in here. And, you know, throwing up the sign, basically hugging her almost through him, you know. And that just seems like the kind of guy he is. He seems so appreciative of any fanhood of his, be it from his peers or the public in general, you know. And that seems to be a great role model for people.
Yeah, I mean, there's been times when he's his opinion on stuff, and I'm like, whatever you like. If we're teaming together, we've teamed together for opinions. I'm like, whatever you want to do, you know. It's just like, you know, it's always been kind to me on social media. It's like, never beat your heroes because you're going to be treated by them. But meeting him was a great experience.
Great to hear, man. So most recently after Blacklist, or I guess soonest in the future, where else are you going to be, man? Please, by all means, plug yourself. We got to go ahead and get ready to wrap it up. But where can people find you? Where, you know, both in person and on social media?
Well, I'm excited. So anytime I have a date that's open, I just always have to clear it with them. My schedule's heavy with New Japan. Something hopefully. I always say just because moves aren't being announced doesn't mean so. I don't want to put anything out there that doesn't happen, and then I look like an idiot. You know, my New Japan schedule is fully loaded. We're going to be in New York October 27th and 28th. We're going to be at so that's going to be home away from home because I'm originally from New Jersey. So it's going to be in New York for New Japan. So I can't wait.
Sounds awesome, man. Well, tell you what, let's go ahead and plug the show. Where can they find you on social media first and foremost, man? Where can people reach out to Fred Rosser?
Yeah, Twitter name at Real Fred Rosser, RealFredRo. That's my Twitter, Instagram handle, hashtag block the hate. I always all of us, so there's room for everyone at the finish line, of course, Dave. So however I can have with you tonight, I'm going to do it. So thank you for letting me share my hashtag block the hate, and please follow me and support me at Real.
Happy to do it, man. I really appreciate you spending some time. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, we are speaking with Mr. No Days Off, Fred Rosser, and you can see him along with the rest of the Blacklist roster Saturday, October 1st. That is this Saturday at Strummers on Fern Avenue in Fresno, California. Tickets are $20, VIPs are $35, and at 4 p.m. you can get your meet and greet with Mr. No Days Off. Once again, that is your current NJPW Strong open weight champion, and watch him headline our card with Najee Primetime Morgan. Fred, once again, I want to thank you for spending some time with me tonight, and I'll see you Saturday, brother.
Thank you, Dave. I appreciate it. Block the loot the great.
Block the hate. See y'all Saturday. Lunchbox signing off. See you Saturday night, everybody.